Here, come in my personal space more.
Okay.
Yeah, there we go.
Yeah.
Oh, I guess we kind of look like sisters
We
today.
just gotta hug each other really
Yeah,
close
just be in each other's space.
all the
It
time.
happens. Oh,
Alright.
don't do it, Facebook.
All right. Let's start.
Let's
start
get
the
it
show.
in. Okay. I'm
Hi.
Sheena Blake,
I'm Casey Valentine.
and this is welcome to Comfortably Uncomfortable. So uncomfortable. Whoa, that was low energy.
No, it really was. We have no.
I can get in. I can get into low
What
energy.
is happening?
It's alright. You know it. You know it. It's no thing.
It's no thing.
I mean, like, what could it be if it's something?
My phone's. I don't know. Anyways.
That's what I mean. Okay. Whew. Well, now Facebook is giving us a hard time, so we'll just have to wait it out. There
Is
we
it
go.
Friday? That's
It's
what
Friday.
it is. It's Friday. Okay.
And what's the date today? Friday the 11th? 9? 7? I don't even know.
Friday the 9th. Friday, November 9th.
Hey guys, we're going on a show tonight. No Filter TO.
We are so excited.
Mm-hmm. Okay, wait. So this is Comfortably Uncomfortable, a show where we go all the way in and tell all the way the truth about the stuff. So help us God. That's what I want to add. Is it too cliche? Tell all the way the truth.
I don't like it.
It's cliche. Okay, I'll leave it alone. But this is a show where we go all the way in. We talk about stuff that people don't usually talk about, or at least I don't think they do. I've never heard anybody talk about it. And we tell the truth. So it's pretty uncomfortable. There will be times that you may or may not get triggered by listening to things that we say. To that, we say, trigger away, my friends, and get deep. Get to know yourself. Okay.
All right.
Oh, we also wrote a book.
Piss off old paradigms.
Now, if you are in a place where you're like, I'm not trying to buy a book. I'm not trying to buy a book right now. It's all right. We got you. Make sure you hop onto iTunes, Spotify. I almost said Shopify. Don't hop onto Shopify for it.
Yeah, that wouldn't work.
That wouldn't work. And grab yourself the first 3 episodes of our bookcast. What's a bookcast, you ask? You want to tell them?
A bookcast is a book plus a podcast equals a bookcast.
This is an equal sign. Equals
Oh,
bookcast.
yeah. Yes. And to find out more, you should check it out where she just said it was. On Spotify and iTunes.
Happy Friday. It is also the very first day of snow, which you might... No, this is good. This is good. So let's go to our revelations. Pretty sure you're first.
No, I went first yesterday.
Are you sure?
I'm positive.
Dang. What is my revelation?
And I'll go first.
Okay.
My revelation is that when people pour into you, it's important to pour back into them. At least show them that they're appreciated.
Point.
Yes, that's my revelation.
Point. I can get into that. Appreciate it. My revelation is that authenticity is a great gift, and when someone gives it to me, i.e., me to myself, I benefit. That's my revelation. Because sometimes I think in my past I would be like, see, we're low energy, and we both see it, we both know that it's happening. So instead of me trying to well, no, wait, what does that mean? Can't you fight through it? I don't know. Can one fight through that? Or should you just allow it to be for a little while?
I mean, I'm sure you can fight through it, or what am I saying? Change it, change the feeling. But sometimes you do just want to be in it until you're out of it. It depends on how much energy you have for it.
I guess that's the next thing. Okay, so yeah, okay. So let's get into the topic. I'm really today's topic is exciting for me because I feel like I'm feeling like I'm in this little I want to say rut, but in my trajectory of where I want to be, there's this little dive that I'm sitting in right now, and I'm like, oh no, this is happening, and this is happening, and this is happening, and it's bad. That makes me bad. I'm not saying that, but I'm saying that. So today I want to talk about how do we even if we're not stepping out of the rut necessarily, but stop allowing the stuff outside to affect what's happening inside.
Okay.
Okay.
I'm not having this problem per se, but I probably have had this problem before, if I can recall a time in my past, if I can reach
I
back.
would say that I don't think I've ever lived a minute yet without it being the case.
Well, you're in a rut? Where there's a rut?
No, not a rut. Where the stuff outside is controlling the stuff inside instead of the
Ah.
stuff inside controlling what I see outside.
Oh, I see.
So
I
we're
see,
still
I
talking
see.
about self-mastery here.
Of course we are.
Yeah, like in times when a person is feeling broke or when they don't have enough time, they don't have enough energy, they don't have enough, that's the stuff outside affecting the stuff inside.
Okay.
And I'm saying because I think that it could be, there has to be a way to allow the stuff, like to not allow the stuff outside to affect the stuff inside. That's what I want to say.
I don't think it's working.
You don't think it's working?
No.
I don't think so either.
Okay.
Well, it says it's live.
Well, you're gonna have to start this because I don't know where to go.
Well, okay, maybe can you ask some questions
All right.
about what I could possibly mean?
The stuff inside and the stuff out. Okay, what do you mean by the stuff inside and the stuff outside? Can we get some definitions
Okay,
here?
that's better. Yeah, just make it better. That's what you do. The stuff inside. So let's go with the stuff outside. So people would be like, here's a for instance. I can't make more money because my boss will never pay me more.
Right.
There's a for instance. But that's stuff outside. But if you know that the inside of you is where the money comes from, that the money is not like a source from out there, that it's a source in here, all things are, then you no longer think that your boss couldn't pay you more money. You find a way to be more valuable, and that brings
But
in more
I don't
money.
agree with that actually.
Tell me.
Because I feel like the stuff inside has control and influence over this world, definitely.
Okay.
But only through you. And so I don't believe that my stuff inside, yes, I'm connected to other people and all living things, but I don't necessarily feel connected to money in the same kind of way. Because
What are
money
you
is
saying?
a man-made thing.
No,
an
it's not.
object.
Exchange has always been things that beings do. It's just exchange. It's not anything
Well,
other
actually,
than that.
it wasn't always that. First, when we were
It's
hunting and gathering,
We have
we were
always
gathering for
exchanged.
ourselves. No, at
Yes.
first our cultures were hunting and gathering
Talk
for
to me.
our
Let's
own
be more clear about
communities.
hunting and gathering. What does that mean? Because you had to be clear that there was an exchange when people were hunting and gathering.
We're talking about exchange as income, as you get something and you pay something, whether it's money as we know it now or
Sure.
something else, and
Or you
get
barter.
something, or you barter and you get something in return or whatever, you get something back. But I would argue that the first cultures and the first communities were only amongst themselves, and then before they even traveled to the next community to barter or sell, they hunted food for themselves and they provided for themselves.
For each other in
Before-
the community.
Yeah, before each other in the community, before money was necessary. Because I do foresee cultures that existed where there was no need for, look, I give you this and you keep tabs on that, just like we give each other freely and we receive things freely. And so I don't always agree that money was something that existed in time and in generation
So
after
then
generation.
money then isn't the word that I mean.
Well, I think money is a construct, so therefore I don't believe
So
that
then
we
let
as
me
humans
read-
can- yes.
Let me
money-
use
yes.
the word abundance. Then.
Okay.
Because abundance is something that has always been a thing, no matter what culture, what time. People feeling like they have enough of something, or people feeling like they don't have enough of something.
Okay.
So abundance then is the thing.
Okay. All right. So what's the point that you're making with abundance?
My point is, one must feel abundant internally in order for the abundance to appear externally.
One must feel abundant internally in order for it to show up externally.
Mm-hmm. And so on the other side of that coin, what I'm saying is, when the outside shitty things,
Okay.
okay, mine right now is that I'm having a really difficult time with my kids.
Mm-hmm.
They're like, I don't want to use terms like acting out because it seems so cliche. Like, I mean, like, they're expressing things right now that are really, I feel very overwhelmed by. And it puts me, if I'm being honest, in this place of feeling like I'm not good enough and like I failed them. Which the vibration of such a feeling manifests more shitty things. And this I know. So what I'm saying is, how do I not let that affect what's happening in here? And how do I let here shine brighter and stronger so that I can manage the thing bigger and better? Too many words?
How do you shine brighter and stronger?
How do I let inside here? Or do I just sit with this today? But it's been, I feel like, more than 24 hours in a Didimsap is dangerous.
But that's why people meditate, so they can go deeper within themselves inside and then find answers and bring them outward. Is that not?
I can receive that.
So have you been spending time inside, reflecting
No.
on what you're actually feeling?
In fact, in the last 2 days of my Didimsap, I've been doing less of it. So, okay, I can receive that. Money is not everything. If you're happy within your pocket, if you're happy within your pocket, will never be empty. Choose to let it go. Both those things. Received. Money isn't everything, but money is everything also. I think that it's important to say that, and I think as Black women,
Why do you feel that way, though?
Why do I feel that way?
Mm-hmm.
Maybe let me explain my thought process before I explain why I feel that way,
Sure,
because
sorry
it might.
about that. Go
No,
ahead.
it might be more clear.
Mm-hmm.
Money is not really the thing beyond your own energy. Your own energy. So, I mean, the way that my mentors have explained it is my own natural energy yield is what money is. So it's not like having cash, but it is having cash. It's really just like a metaphor for your world. So people will be like, sometimes you can work super hard and not make any money, and that is where meditation comes in to find out what the thing is. When the Black community, when we say things like money isn't everything, I get concerned, because where it puts me is remembering as a kid when our community would say things like that, and it would be okay to not have enough food, or not have enough of what you want, not have opportunities to do things that can help you be greater, not have getting to do things that can make you greater is fantastic. That's what privilege is. If your kids come tomorrow and they say, hey, there's an opportunity to go to Sierra Leone for the next year on this exchange program, and if you are broke and express to your kids over and over that you are broke, they're not going to come to you. They're going to think that opportunity is not for them. I never want my babies to feel like those opportunities aren't for them. I want them to know that, yes, of course they're for you, no matter what we have to do. That is something that you get to do. How often do we stop ourselves because we think things aren't for us because we didn't live in a place of abundance as children? That's why I say money is more than not anything.
So you think Black people should appreciate money more so that they could give their children more abundance?
No, I think that our community, Black people, Black women especially, have to see money differently than how we've been looking at it. Because we say things like, it's not everything, it's of the devil, the pursuit of it is evil. We say things like that, and we don't have it.
Okay.
And then we don't like that we don't have it. What the fuck?
So
it is not
what
good
should
to
we
be
say?
broke.
Like, money is
Your
a
own,
gateway to greater things. Money
It's
can help
your
me feed
own-
my family. What do you want them to say?
I want us to recognize that it is our own natural energy yield. And we can have as much or as little as we want. And that is not deep, hokey Sheena shit. That's
Money
like
is your own natural
my
energy
own
yield.
natural energy yield.
I don't know if I agree with that, because I
You-
don't feel like it's your natural
Of
energy
course it
yield. I
is.
feel like money is a skill that you learn to master, and it's a skill that's predominantly spoken
No. You're
from one language, and it's the language
You're
of.
still thinking of it. You're still not thinking of it as energy.
I know what energy is, and I do put a lot of energy into every single thing that I do, but monetization isn't always the return. Sometimes it's love. I put energy into our friendship, and I get back love and respect from you. I'm not looking for that to turn over into money, and sometimes my energy doesn't need to turn over into money for me, but it's still valuable energy that I'm putting out there. When I want to put my energy into money yield, I have to learn how to translate it into the money yield, because it won't naturally translate there. I have to turn it into there, and that's why I say it's a skill.
We're on totally different tracks. I mean, I hear what you're saying. It is a skill, but it's still the thought process of it. Also, I cannot say to my landlord, I don't have money.
Gold Tribe Alchemy says it's energy. Also, I cannot say to my landlord, oh, you're reading it. I thought you were saying that out loud. Sorry, my bad. Money is important where money is required. Okay, but if money is energy, it's not the only, what I'm saying is it's not the only output of my energy. If I put out my energy, it's not always going to translate into money. Of course, everything is energy. That's just...
No, hold on. I think this needs to be spoken on softly, and there needs to be an awareness of what I'm actually trying to say. It's not that energy is just this like, yes, you are putting energy into our relationship, and the yield is more love back and forth. I completely agree. And I do think that, like, growing energy as it relates to being money is something totally different. I agree that it's a skill, but more than it being a skill, it's how we think about it. You don't think that how you think about money right now comes from how you thought about money when you were a child, or how your parents showed you what money was?
So I want to say first that if I do choose to communicate, that's not softly. It's okay, because it's how I'm choosing to communicate.
Oh, yeah, that's
Secondly, how I think about money has been influenced by my parents to an extent. I'm also an adult. I'm also a woman who's lived in other spaces in this world, who's acquired different beliefs about money based on my own research.
Fair enough.
And living. And so my paradigm right now is based on me and my reflection of the world and how I see it.
And
as well as other influences that I picked up along the way.
Absolutely.
In my life.
As all of us. So, you took it as a critique, what I said? It was a
what
personal?
Are you saying?
Oh, okay, I get why you responded like that. I'm like, why are you responding like this? Okay, we were on different tracks.
Yes.
Okay. No, and I mean, it was loud here, but if it's in the seat, it's in the room. So what I'm saying is when Black people talk about money, I do think it's important for us to slow it all the way down, because we layer it with all types of, you know what? Someone asked me once what my earliest childhood memory of lack was. And I remember this day, I don't know how old I was, maybe like, I want to say between like 8 and 13. And my dad was like bawling his eyes out. And he was like, Sheena, we're in debt. And I didn't know what it meant, or I didn't like conceive of the thing, but I felt him. And he was like, it's more than $150,000, which still meant absolutely nothing to me. But I remember all the things that came after in my life, like my parents getting a paper route, people treating them like shit, people spitting on our cars, people calling my dad names. Like, I remember all of those things, and that like put me in this place of thinking that money wasn't for my family. It wasn't for me. I wasn't supposed to have it. It's okay that we get to struggle this way, because this is our way. I remember feeling like that. And then when I came in contact with one of my mentors, she was like, why do you think that is the only truth? And I was like, what are you talking about? How could you even offer that there's an alternative truth? There's some people that are just rich and the rest of us are just poor, and that's it. But now I'm like, but I don't think that that's it. I don't think that money is what it was then. And I learned a lot from my parents. One, they pulled themselves out of debt, if that's the word. They fixed it all. We ended up living quite an abundant life. But it still deeply affected me that moment.
So I lived a different life than you, very, very much. And I think all humans have lived a different life. But I grew up wanting to do the opposite of everything my parents did. And my mom sat in lack comfortably. And I said, I want to do the opposite of that. I will not give up until I have the exact opposite of that. And that's always been my frame of thought. So I don't relate in the same way in terms of holding on to those lack mentality, like financial lack mentality from my parents, because I've always wanted to do the opposite of that in order to pull myself out. So that's what I'm saying. Like, that money, energy, vibration thing isn't always the result of a familial passing on of a lack mentality. It's not always the result. For me, I think what stops me from getting to the abundance that I know I so deserve is because of the fact that I'm afraid of failing. I'm afraid of putting myself, like, of doing the work that it would take to get the yield, the financial yield that I'm looking for, because I know that it's going to come with a lot of failure, and I don't want to fail. Because if I failed, then I end up like my mom, right? So it's just coming from it's a different cycle. It's not the exact one that you're mentioning.
It sounds the same to me.
How so?
It sounds like you're aware that no matter what the reason is, you are aware that once you do jump past that hurdle, you'll step into a different something. But you are aware that it's your energy that it is going to be the thing that will take you over the hump. But there's a hump.
But it's not my energy. It's my mindset. And my mindset and my my view, my outlook, my paradigm isn't the energy, in my opinion. My paradigm is the lens through which the energy gets pushed through. They're different. The energy and the paradigms are two different things in my mind.
So even if they are two different things, they're still here, and there's still something before you get there. So even I don't think, I think we're saying the same things is what I'm saying.
I don't know if we are. I don't know.
Big generalizations. It is the energy that we are putting out. We vibrate on certain frequency. Can you guys talk to us about generalizations? Feels like we or I disrespected someone, so I want to make sure that I haven't, or if I have, then let's pull it apart so that we don't sit in it.
No, I do feel like, yeah, it definitely something did offend me personally in the process of the way it was communicated. I can't put my finger on it right now because there's just a whirlwind of thoughts. But yeah.
I mean, I guess this is the thing. This is the reason for this conversation today. I'll go on Instagram because no one's here on Facebook anyways. Do you feel okay with that?
Yeah.
Okay. Come to Instagram.
I think your Facebook wasn't working because it doesn't even pop up when I go on your page.
Oh.
Something's happening.
You're not in this one. Oh, that makes sense.
And my phone was charged all night last night.
I know. It's okay. Oh yeah, we're still on. We're still on. Come over to mine. What about the other phone? Oh, this is the other phone.
I think we should stop it.
No. I think that, what, you mean?
The YouTube.
Okay. Gold Tribe, come over here. Yay. Okay, where were we? We just lost Instagram somewhere else, so we're back. But I guess what I'm saying is, not I guess. When we're offended, the outside stuff impacts the inside stuff, which still leads me back to the same thing that I'm asking about today. Offense is taken. What do we do with it? Why do we take it? That's why we even use the language like that. And we were talking about money, which wasn't really what I wanted to talk about today, but that's okay because it's the track that we went on, which is fair.
It doesn't feel like that though.
No, it wasn't.
If someone offends me, let me talk about me.
Okay.
You're offending my internal, what it feels like my internal description of who I am.
You still miss the language though. Did I offend you or did you take offense? I think this is where we need to clarify.
I just said if I am offended, usually by someone else, that's how I interpret it. If you offend me, then you're offending my definition of who I am. And somewhere inside of my definition of who I am, I'm like, yo, what the heck? Are you questioning my definition of me? Are you saying I'm not good enough? Are you whatever? And then I take offense. That's how I get offended. Can't speak for anyone else.
When I'm in that place, I have to take responsibility for myself, is what I want to say. When I take offense to a person's... Yesterday, my son's principal, the principal at the school, said that she doesn't think that my kids or my son should be in the school moving forward based on his language skills. I took offense because where it put me was thinking that I wasn't good enough as a mother, as a parent, as a teacher, and that my son will struggle because of me. That's where it put me if I'm being 100. Where I went was like, this bitch, how's she gonna say that? That's where I went, and I felt like I needed to defend myself, but in this, somewhere in me now, there's another piece that's like, why would I take offense? She's not meaning to be offended. She clearly feels this way, and that comes from her own places of shitty places, her own places of lack, that she would suggest to a child to give up and do something else. That comes from a place of either he's a black boy and that's why she doesn't think that he's capable or whatever, what the fuck ever. I have the responsibility now to be like, do I take offense or do I choose to grow? Isn't this what you always tell me anyways?
Yeah, but I'm allowing room for sometimes for a reaction, because sometimes it takes me a while to realize, oh, I'm having a reaction, let me grab it, process it, respond in a more positive or in control way. But at first, especially
Self-mastery?
when, yes, and especially when someone offends you, a lot of the time still my initial reaction is like, what? Did you just insult my sense of self?
But how can they insult your sense of self? If your sense of self is centered on all things that are greatly you, then how can someone shake your sense of self?
Well, it happens a lot. So it happens because I allow what they're saying. I internalize
the outside stuff inside.
Yes.
So I feel like meditation can't be the only thing because I meditate fucking all the time.
Well, here's the thing. I think that we are products of, that's why I'm saying we are products of the physical world and products of the internal world. I actually don't think we can always like completely live on the inside, or else our physical bodies, what's the point of them?
No, I don't agree. I think it's something, I think that's like saying we were born imperfect, and so there's no point in searching, having an aspiration of perfection. Okay, what are you saying then?
What I'm saying is, you want me, or what you're saying is, I'm never supposed to take offense.
No.
Nothing from the outside is supposed to come
close.
on the inside. Nothing from the outside should be able to affect your inside. How do you make that a possibility in your life?
Let's be clear that that's not the track that I'm on.
What are you on?
I am saying, I think that it could be a possibility, absolutely, that we do reside there. Should you not take offense? Well, should is a really abusive word, and I certainly didn't use it. Because people do what they need to do to learn, like you always say. I don't know what that is. Oh, I do know. So, hold on. Gold Tribe says, so we enter space where we are unshakable. For me, it's an aspiration. Because I don't want to go on all of the dips and things. And I'm not saying it's wrong to go on them. I'm saying, I wonder if you want me to talk about the Wright brothers. I will do it, okay? Everyone said it would be stupid and impossible to be in the air. How could you possibly think that that would be a possibility? All I am simply offering is that I want to be in the air spiritually. I want to still exist in this physical body, but I want to spend more time outside of the things that people always say makes them human, and spend more time in the magic of me. And if I think it, then it must be something that can happen.
So continue your self-work. What are we even talking about then? It seems so simple, Sheena. All you have to do is no longer care about the outside stuff and get affected by the waves of feelings. That's it. Just do that. Because it seems very simple with what you're saying. It's very clear.
Like the levels of facetiousness, I don't know where to go with them. Because I'm trying to figure out, are you being facetious right now or you're not?
I am being facetious.
Oh, well, why? Just say the thing.
But that is the thing. It always sounds so simple. You're already doing the work. You're still having feelings that are coming up. Don't want to have those feelings. Keep doing the work. Feelings will become less and less. Then, according to, if it's in your reality, it'll go away. There you go. It's on its way to happen. Stop complaining about it. If that's the track, then continue on it. It just seems to me that if you believe that it's a possibility and you're doing the work to make it a possibility, then in these moments where you're frustrated, stop being frustrated. I don't see any other possibility. I don't see any other solutions to this conversation. It seems like a cyclical something, and I don't want to be stuck in this cyclical something. I just want to get to the thing.
Okay. What's holding you back? I'm going to ask myself that. What is the thing? That is the name of the community. That is the name of the... Just Doe. Respect. I want to know more. Can you hit me up? I want to know more.
So the thing is that this week, Sheena has been saying that she wants to master herself. Mm-hmm. She wants to achieve self-mastery. However, this whole week, she's also been simultaneously complaining about the things in her life.
Complaining is the word you would use?
Yes.
I just want to make sure, okay, yes. You feel that way, okay.
Yes, in my opinion. Okay. Complaining about the things of the outside that are causing her to have big feelings, right? At the same time, she's saying, I don't think that my self-mastery is working because I'm still having these big feelings. But in my opinion, if she's going to actually master herself, then why not start right now and not allow these big feelings to affect you in this kind of way. And you know, and she knows, she's always saying it, that she has the power to change and shift. And she's not choosing to shift. So that's the thing. This is about
so,
you.
but yeah, but
not,
this was where the conversation was going. Because that's why they asked, right? What's holding me back? Well, this is what I want to be looking at. How do we pull that apart? But I see you.
Well, I was answering the question, and it was, what's the thing? And I was making it clear to everybody else that we're on the same page, if that's okay with you. So what's holding you back?
Actually, no, let's shift into this personality thing. We were talking, because we also wanted to talk
what?
about...
Now you want to change the subject when we're going to get to the thing?
Let's talk about the thing. So what's holding me back is... what's holding me back? Let me get out of my thoughts. I keep thinking that I'm not as much as I want to be. That's what's holding me back.
Why?
No, because it comes from a place of me thinking that I'm not enough. But this is for me right now, because I have overcome a lot of these hurdles, I feel like this is like a very deep, deep, deep one.
In what ways are you not enough? Do you think you're not enough?
When it comes to motherhood, I feel that I'm not cut out at times to do it as effectively as the beings that picked me can do it. But intellectually, I'm aware that they picked me for a reason. So I know that there's something deep in here right now that feels like when they mess up or they feel pain or something's going on with them, that it must be because of me. And right now, okay, so right now the thought is I'm taking offense that you said I'm complaining, but I don't have to take that, so I have to work my way through that. I have spent this week absolutely looking at these things so deeply because it's like manifested into big things in front of me with my kids. Bigger than I've ever experienced with them before.
What do you think the role of motherhood is? What's your paradigm of motherhood?
That it's everything. Especially Black motherhood. It feels like it's everything. And so I know that I'm really good in business. I know that I'm good at like coaching, and I'm good at all types of things. I know that. I've never had doubts about them. But this motherhood shit, it feels so big. And I want to not take responsibility for them all the time. But it seems like I look at my mom and I think she still takes responsibility for us. It feels so like, why am I doing it because she does that? And Mom, when you watch this, no, please don't be offended. Please don't take offense. Know that I honor you and I'm so grateful for you. I'm just looking now like my babies seem to need more from me that I don't know that I have to give. And it has nothing to do with money. I spent a long time thinking that it had to do with me providing more money for them. And I do, and that's not the thing. That's not the thing. And they need more time, but I give them I feel like I give them time. They need something else.
Maybe there's something else that they need is something that you can't give them. For instance, for me, growing up, you know, my mother wasn't perfect, and she didn't do all the things that you do with your kids. But I still felt later on in life I needed my father. A father, you know?
Was it a conscious thought for you? Or was it a secret, deep one? When
I realized that my actions were, like, especially towards men, were, like, so problematic later in life, when I analyzed that, I could trace it back to the lack of having a father in my life. And so what I'm asking you to do is not go down that track, but to think of a possibility where the thing that your children are needing is something that you can't give them because you are doing your best.
But what if my best isn't good enough?
Your best is always good enough. Because I know how much you do for your kids. I know how much you try and make yourself better for them and provide a good example and spend time with them. And when something needs to be done, you do it. So imagine a scenario where you couldn't fix all of their problems. What would you do then?
That's where I was last night. I'm like, I can't fix this. I can't fix it. I can't make it better.
So if there's
And the outside stuff,
Mhm.
it was, I feel like all the outside stuff. I feel like I don't even know if I remember what this stuff is right now. So Ellie, are you saying that, like, I know there's always moments. I've been a mom for a decade now. We know that there's moments, but like, okay, here's the truth. Sometimes I feel like people are commenting and they're just saying like the fluff, but the show is not about the fluff. So like, I need you to tell me your dim subs. What do they look like for you? Because what I'm asking for right now is support on like, how do I get out of it? Because yes, I intellectually know these things. I know that I'm enough. I know that, but I have to be able to shift faster to it so that I can not only support them better, but me better and provide a better example as living a life as a human. I want to know, like, what do I do then? What is next? I mean, beyond the motherhood stuff, like what do I master now? Is this a paradigm to fix?
Well, aren't you working on something right now? You're mastering your ability to switch out of the feelings faster. That's self-mastery in and of itself. Watch a movie and allow it to take you through a myriad of emotions and feelings, and practice snapping out of it. Practice working your way through your brain to a place where you can come out of that feeling, and then continue practicing that until you've got it, until you're able to jump out.
So I'm just still in the feeling of the dim sub.
You're in the feeling of, oh my gosh, my kids are struggling in this area, and so it's my fault, and I'm not good enough, and
yeah, that is
I've been working so hard on myself, and how could I not be good enough?
And
that's what I'm feeling.
No, it is. I'm hearing that actually. Gold Tribe says it's not happening at your speed. Quite possibly, I think that might be the thing. Definitely every day is not easy, but it's too late. You got to boss up, and they didn't ask to be here. I disagree. I think they did ask to be here. But as a mom, you will always have your moments, but she's yours, so you have what she needs. Okay, so I agree with all of those statements, save for the fact that they didn't ask to be here. I actually think that they did. I actually think they purposely chose their father and I, though I don't know why. I think that they did ask to be here, and that makes me feel more responsible, which I'm not upset with the responsibility. I just don't know. I do know that I have what it takes, but I feel tired now.
How do you think they asked to be here? Actually, I've always wanted to ask you that question.
Yeah, I feel like I asked to be here very clearly. I feel like I can even, like, in some way remember making the covenant with my parents. I feel like I can remember looking in the mirror at, there's like a space in my life at every age stage. So like I remember being a baby, and I don't know what age, and I don't have anything exact that could people be like, oh yes, this is a thing. But like I can remember looking in the mirror at like maybe 6 months and recognizing, oh yeah, this is the body that I picked. I remember being like 8, looking in the mirror, staring at, oh yeah, this is the body that I picked. I did it in my teens, I did it in my 20s. I haven't done it in my 30s yet, but I feel like I'm stepping more into that place of like, this is the body that I picked. For many moons, in between the moments where I recognize I picked it somewhere consciously, I don't know where the thing is, but some consciousness about myself knew that I picked it. But then I would get caught up in thinking that I should be darker, I should have thicker hair, I should have a bigger bum, I should have a smaller waist. I kept finding ways that didn't coincide with the fact that I knew that I picked this body. So now sorry, this is just an all-in answer to, I know that I picked them. I picked my brothers, I picked you, I picked everything in my world before I got here, I think. And now it's my turn to step into that realization and fly as much as I possibly can. And right now I'm struggling with stepping into the realization because I want to be upset with it. But what I'm realizing in this moment is that being upset is just me circumventing my will instead of just diving in. Oh, fuck. I feel tired. I don't know, like, I'm not going to be a human next time. I don't think. It's always good enough, Mama. Mama knows best.
When you have such profound realizations, you wouldn't want to do this again?
I would not let me not say that. Maybe
I feel like
it
it's
is
so much fun.
It is fun, but I feel
uncovering
tired.
the truth of ourselves. And watching you doing it right now is fascinating to me.
Don't doubt yourself. Look at your accomplishments with them. Take a step back and get it done. Respect. I'll take that in, actually. Why do you need to be in control of the reactions to your parenting? Say this another way, Gold Tribe. Hey, Brasky. Brasky, we didn't know that you were Brian. P.S. Hey.
Yeah, hi. I remember meeting you.
Gold Tribe says, it seems that there is a way that you feel they need to be.
Yeah.
I do. And that's the problem.
But is it... Okay, so here's what I wanted to say. Because I don't necessarily believe this.
Oh, shit. There's lots. Sorry,
okay,
go ahead.
but because you believe that you picked your children, you picked everyone in your world.
Yeah.
Do you also believe that they should act a certain kind of way? Because when you pick them, you visualize that they would be a certain kind of way?
Okay, so let me say this to that. I feel like my kids picked me more than I picked them.
Okay.
So, but probably yes to the latter part of the question, that I have expectations that are causing me pain.
Mm.
So yes, I'll say yes to that. Even though I feel like they picked me, I feel like I have these expectations of their behavior because they make me look bad. Because I feel like they make me look bad when they behave a certain way, which makes me feel like I'm doing a bad job. That's the truth. Gold Tribe says, and you're basing your feelings of good enough on how they react to your parenting. So, when they react in a way that's not in alignment with the reactions you feel should be occurring, you adequate that your sense of worthiness and your definition of being as a good parent. So, if your children are upset, does that mean that you are a bad mom? You're in a constant state of improvement received. Oh, haha, that's me. Hi, guys. I'm just trying to get caught up on the convo. Okay. You have to enjoy the uncomfortable. You have to enjoy the uncomfortable.
That's some kind of irony right there.
It sure is.
You're
Can I
being
ask
an
a
ironic
question?
person right now.
Maybe better for after you've had a minute. No, it's okay. Ask away. I'm gonna allow myself to feel. You'll wait. I can respect that. Okay. It's like now I feel shame, right? I feel shame that I showed this, all the stuff.
Core.
I'll get into that.
Maybe we need to do our core reminders more often.
Core,
again.
yeah, it's true.
Yeah.
Wow, that's deep, Sheena. But if they chose you, you can do it. They chose you for all the right reasons. It's the truth. So I just have to work my way through the dim sum and actually tell the truth instead of putting it to the side. I feel is what our mothers did, right? The real is feelings, which is where I feel like the limitation comes in. So let me get outside of our mothers and just talk about myself. The truth is that.
And when we talk about climate change, for instance,
Okay.
and we figure out that, like, look, we are human beings and we breathe this air and we are of this world, and yet I know this is still arguably, but yet it's being destroyed by toxic emissions, and it's heating up the earth, and it's destroying, the polar ice caps and things like that. And then we say to ourselves, what can we do to make sure this doesn't happen? And then we choose something. We choose to recycle more effectively. We choose to turn off our lights at a certain time. And we do as much as we can if we're really invested in changing the thing in order to see different results. So, for instance, when it comes to parenting, it seems to me, when you're doing the absolute best that you can as a woman and you still are feeling it's not enough, it might be, again, because there's something outside of yourself that you cannot change.
Control.
You cannot control that thing. And whenever, like, something like climate change, it's kind of outside of ourselves that we can't fully control, we have to do the best we possibly can to contribute to the greaterness of our planet, and you're doing the best you possibly can.
So, okay, hold on. My authentic feeling is your statement feels the same as what the principal said, that it's difficult, and so it's not the pursuit. This is not the thing to pursue.
No, I'm saying
that's not what you're saying.
Do the best you possibly can.
Okay.
To combat climate change. Do the best you possibly can to be the best mother. That's all we can do. All we can do is the best that we can do. I think it seems like you're like, no, I can do the work of 1 million people and I can eradicate climate change myself.
Okay.
But at some point, you have to realize that like there are other factors that are contributing to their behavior, and it may be outside of you, and you can't control how other people in their world react and contribute to that. You can only do the best you can possibly do at all times. And so principal in this case is saying, look, we tried to give them a good schooling, but they're not performing to our expectations, so that you should move them to a different school where they can perform according to their expectations. That principal is saying, look, I've done as much as I can, but I can't do anything more. That principal is not trying to do the best they possibly can. She's trying to push it on someone else to do the work. That's not what I'm saying. That is definitely not what I'm saying.
Received. Hold on, we missed lots. No shame at all. Thank you, 416. Thank you, Ellie. Okay, firstly, this is the stuff we need to show each other more. What stuff? Just the realness of it. Everything is perspective, and your emotions and how you react is a choice. So we talked about this yesterday, Just Doe, and so like I agree. Like this is where I'm saying in my pursuit of self-mastery, I feel like I'm falling over, and I recognize that like messing up is part of the growth. But I'm in the Didims Up right now, which if you haven't read the book or listened to our book cast, is the deep down in my soul ugly part. Right now I'm in the thick of the deep down in my soul ugly part with my parenting journey and just journey of self-mastery, period. Ellie says, you will look back at this like, wow, I got through that and I'm stronger than I thought. I believe you. I believe you, and I appreciate that. It sounds like the expectations that you have of who your children should be are taking you off center. Letting go and trusting that they will be fine. True, do your best. Or teach them yourself. This is something I want to talk about. Brassy says, no need to show each other what real life looks like.
Need to show each other what real life looks like. Sometimes it looks ugly. Like real fucking ugly. And that's just the truth. Yeah.
And like...
Can I just say that you are a wonderful mother? Like the other day, this whole week I've tried to be more involved because I made it a point.
Very appreciated.
I made it a point to, I admire the way you parent so much. And sometimes they freak me out, kids, and all kids, your kids too.
Fair enough.
And I'm like, oh my gosh, I want to go home and like be away from kids because I can't handle it. And then I see you boss the fuck up and do what you gotta do. Like you wake up early, you take them to school, and then after they come, or you wake up early, you get them dressed, you make them breakfast, you make sure they get to school. When they come home, lately, this new practice that you've been doing is like spending, as soon as they walk in the door, she spends all the time with them. And I'm like, sometimes I'm in the middle of doing something and she stops everything to go and spend time with them. And I'm like, I'm not going there because I'm doing something. Like, you know what I mean? But you've made a conscious effort to give them your full attention when they walk in the door. And then you take them to kickboxing, which I went with her the other day. I took the kids because you had a meeting and you came and you met us there. And
Very appreciated.
The kids were like, the instructor is like, do this thing, like do this machine. The kids are like not really doing it. In my head, I'm like, what is happening? Why aren't you doing the thing?
Why are you doing what they say?
Yeah. And then I'm like going crazy in my head because I'm like, I don't even know what to do because like I don't know if I should be doing something or saying something. It just, parenting is confusing.
It's much.
A lot. I have no idea what's going on there. You handle it like a boss, honestly. And
I received that. Thank you very much.
I don't know how you do it. I respect you so much. I didn't actually want to be a mother. I still don't know if I want to be a mother, but she gives me hope in being a mother because I know that my kids will be better off because I know her. And that's real shit. So you're doing a great job.
I appreciate you. I appreciate your antiness also. And Gold Tribe Alchemy is in the office also. I appreciate your antiness also very, very, very much. And D'Angelo's uncleness so deeply. Side note and funny story. When I got to kickboxing, I looked at Casey's face and she was like this. And I was like looking at her like, is everything okay? And she was just like, no. And it was really just because of kickboxing.
I was so upset because she and the kids always walk through the door and are like, hee hee hee, we just came from kickboxing. And I'm like, oh, okay, kickboxing must be like really cool, you know? Like they're smiling from ear to ear. And then I go to kickboxing and I'm like, what? This isn't fun at all. I feel like this is punishment.
The guy's such a dick about it too. Like he doesn't care about your feelings.
My legs are still sore 2 days later. I can hardly get out of bed. And these people are laughing about it. I was like, what is happening?
She's like, I actually think I'm upset with you. And I want to be very clear about that. I was like, oh no. That was good stuff.
It really
Okay.
was.
Actually, I really needed this opportunity to be as vulnerable as I could with you guys, with you, with Gold Tribe, who's here too. So I really, I'm very grateful to the ancestors, to the innerness of me and all things, all of us, because, okay, this is also a side note connected. Last night when I was sitting with, it was Meet the Teacher night, so, you know, if you have kids like my kids, well, you know, Meet the Teacher night is always a very interesting time. You gotta pee?
Yeah.
Yeah. Wow, it really does feel bare when she's gone, or when one of us is gone. So anyways, the teacher's sitting there. They're both black women teachers, which I'm very grateful for. And one of the teachers, my son's teacher, says, Azan, you keep thinking that the happiness is outside of you, but it's actually all inside of you. And so it hit me really hard that, one, I have manifested children who manifest people in their world that show them the truth. Whether they pick it up or not is up to them, but he has chosen every single woman in his life says things like this magically. And so it blew my mind. I looked at him and he knew. I was like, what? This is your choice? You did it again? You're so wise. You're so wise. All he has to do now is pick up the stuff. But I guess what I'm learning from today and what I am knowing in this is that it's not my choice when he picks it up. He's going to have to pick it up when he's ready to, and I don't need to judge it. But damn it, listen to me. Okay, I'm gonna have to pee soon too. And we are sitting at 51 minutes. Thank you guys for coming all the way in. That went all the way in today. Gold Tribe, would you say so?
Yes.
Yeah. feel like I went as far as I could possibly go. So I'm going to wait for Casey to do our bold moves. She's singing bold moves from the washroom. That's the best. Also, if you have not gone to listen to the bookcast, please go and listen to the bookcast because I think you'll like it. I really like it. I listen to it. I mean, I'm not, I'm kind of nerdy, but I listen to our bookcast. So go and grab it, please. Piss off old paradigms.
And subscribe on Apple iTunes and rate it 5-star, please. Whatever you want to rate it, whatever.
Not that we're trying to circumvent your will or anything, but 5 would be great. That's when you go to the car place, they're like, please give us a 10. I'm like, does something happen if I don't? Because I don't think this was a 10.
Every time someone asks me to rate something, I try to do the opposite of it. Give me a 10, I'll give you a 1. So actually, if you follow my logic, just X-nay what I said. Just don't even listen.
Okay. Bold moves. Bold moves. Hey. Bold moves. Bold moves.
All right.
Okay. You know what? I have a separate bold move that everyone on this show today finds a way to share our show or tell people about our show, but not just like, oh, go watch the show. I'm actually meaning like in real life, when you're in conversation with someone over the weekend, be like, I see these two broads. They're super dope. This is what I take from them. Whether you hate us or you love us, tell them what you take from us and ask them to join on the show.
Okay.
That's my bold move.
And I have a bold move for us.
Ooh.
Yeah, a new one.
What is it?
Our bold move is that we're actually going to have a book launch.
Okay.
Yeah. We just said it here
I'll
first.
call Anthony. Or do you guys want it to be downtown? Where about? Or
yeah, it doesn't have to be at Muse.
it could be anywhere.
We just need to have a book launch.
I know.
It's time.
It's
time. So
You're
that
right.
way we should do one of these lives.
Oh my gosh, you guys should all come.
No, for sure. At our book launch, we'll do a live show and we'll just talk about something ridiculous, and we'll just pull people in. I think that's great.
All the way in.
Yes.
To talk about shit that people don't usually talk about.
Exactly. Yeah. That's it.
That's it.
It's done.
All right. Cool.
Okay. A different book list. We could do that different book list.
Chelsea says.
Etobicoke.
I love
Chelsea.
Okay. That's
right.
it. I gotta pee. And it has been wonderful, actually. I actually feel like my energy has shifted, and I'm going to pick the inside more than the outside right now. Boom.
All right.
News.
Okay.
Later.